pop. Oh, 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 oh. We got wedded conjoined in a subway shop. Oh, 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 oh. I'm married to a Funko Pop. Oh, oh, oh. Vitamins and minerals, they come to me through a tube. My whole life is spent watching on a tube. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. We got wedded coitus in a subway shop. Oh, oh. We got wedded coitus in a subway shop. Oh, oh, oh. We got wedded coitus in a subway shop. Oh, 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 oh. I got married to a Funko Pop. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh. We got wedded conjoined in a subway shop. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh. I'm married to a Funko Pop. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh. Vitamins and minerals, they come to me through a tube. My whole life is spent watching on the tube. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Funko, oh, 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 oh. We got wedding coitus in a subway shop. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh. We got wedding coitus in a subway shop. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh. I'm married to a Funko Pop. Oh, we got wedded, we got joined in a subway shop. Oh, oh, oh. Vitamins and minerals, they come to me through a tube. Vitamins and minerals, they come to me through this here tube. Oh, oh, oh. Funko, oh, 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 oh. Funko. Funko, oh, 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 oh. I got married Phone call. I'm married to my Funko Pop. We got wedded. Come join in a Subway shop. Ooh, oh, oh. I'm married to a Funko Pop. Ooh, oh. We got joined, caught us in a Subway shop. Ooh. Vitamins and biscuits and minerals, they come with me through a tube. My whole is spent watching on a tube. Ooh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. I'm married to my Funko Pop. Ooh. We got wedded. We got joined in a Subway shop. Whoa. Vitamins and minerals, they come to me through a tube. Vitamins.
Jamie! Could you make me an espresso? Okay, we're gonna open it up. Let's keep it on topic. 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. Icons are idolatry. J, but J, can I talk? But it was an ex-cathedra. If God is real, why does he allow evil? Why do you pray to dead people? Traditions of men, it's a no-brainer. You're such a tyrannical reigner. Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie! I need a ginger chew. Can't take it, these low-tier slow boys. Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie! I need a ginger chew. Was that an uncreated foot fart? Unmute, dude. Stop repeating my name, dude. You goobers call in, or I'll boot you. Where did we get the Bible from? Have you read the canons of Franzia? What are you, Catholic? Are you Protestant? I'm not trying to be mean, but do you have an actual argument? There is only one church. You are in a cult. You're a goblin, a demon, a boomer tard. Quick question. Do we have any diddy-back venerators in the chat? Oh! Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie! I need a ginger chew. Can't take it, these low-tier slow boys. Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie! I need a ginger chew. If you're a wine on front of the line, unmute, dude. What is your epistemic justification? That argument is circular and you are refuted. Is this your first time on the interwebs, Jamie? Open debate. Here we go again.
Where do we get the Bible from? Did you even read the canons? There is only one church. You are in a cult. You're a goblin, a demon, a boomer tard. You're so mean. Unmute, dude. Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie, I need a ginger Jew. Can't take it, these low-tier slow boys. Unmute, dude. 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. Icons are idolatry. Why do you pray to dead people? That's the traditions of men, you heretic. Wow, 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 wow. Unmute, dude. Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie, I need a ginger.
Until the monkey, you climbed up in that tree. What you doing up there? Why you scared? Why you running from every debate? You ran from Andrew and from me. hanging down, upside down, frown. That's a smile. It's a smile. That tell a monkey what you doing to me. Dill a monkey. Dill a monkey. What you doing to me? Dill a mother monkey. Dill a monkey. Oh, monkey. Oh.
Space monkeys. Monkeys from space. That seeded us here to be the offspring. We're little monkey boys. We're little apes, little chimpanzees. We're just little poop flingers. That's all we are. Why do I have value? 'Cause monkey have value. Why do I throw poop? 'Cause I'm a monkey. End of debate. Y'all get to see the secret of my algorithm there on the screen. We got weird old indie music that people forgot. We got Jennifer Cronkely. We got debate clips, techno music. What is that? I don't know what the hell that is. That is not part of my feed, I guarantee you. I ain't watching no Gurdjieff. Dance videos teaching me how to dance like a damn Sufi stripper. My mom's was a Sufi stripper. All y'all Sufi strippers got to go. My mama wasn't a Sufi stripper. That was a joke, dummies. My mama was a what's another mystical tradition? My mama was a giantist, a Taoist scripper. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Alien Saturday. Did you know that we were seeded by aliens, and that's why everything is fake and gray? As I asked on Twitter to Grok, I said, Grok, why is everything fake and gray? And I got a pretty good answer that because we're all seeded here by aliens. Panspermia, if you've never heard of it. So we're going to talk about the alien stuff again, because if you listen to the podcast feed, you know that I went hog wild, or shall we say space hog wild. But in the meantime, that's a song by Space Hog. I went space hog wild and posted a bunch of old alien shows. And as you know, last week on Lord Voldemort, I covered the faking aliens once again. Why are we covering it? Because once there's some big phenomenon going on, the drones, suddenly we have to hear about aliens. Once again, aliens. So we're going to do some straight up soy man debunking. We about to debunk. Y'all ready to do some debunking? Y'all ready to apply the principles of science, facts, and logic? Zen Shapiro style? I'm not talking about Zen Shapiro from The Crucible. I'm talking about Zen Shapiro, the Jewish Zen master that none of you know about, that teaches me the way of the way of the Zen rabbi. That's what y'all just make assumptions. You don't even know who I'm talking about. It's time to debunk. We're about to debunk Ben Zen Shapiro style. Facts and logic. Facts and logic. We're about to roll out some facts and logic and get rid of this dumb alien crap because I'm tired of it. Sick of it. Fucking aliens. Freaking aliens junking up my feed with all this nonsense. So where do we begin? Let's go back in time to Georgia Tsoukalos and the ancient alien mythos. Now, if you have an excellent book that half of y'all still haven't bought and read because you're dumb, you're slow boys, which is okay because we're trying to make you fast boys. This is the fast boy learning trek over here. You're on the treadmill to fast learning acceleration. You're being taken out of the slow class and you're being put into the gifted kid class right now. And I'm your gifted professor. If you bought my book, it's time to do a little bit of review. It's never bad to do reviews. Everybody needs to review at times. We all do, because we forget things. We are humans. We are not apes. And so this excellent book written by myself has a great chapter called, the section is called Spielberg's Android Space Brothers. The chapter is called H.G. Wells' Science Fiction Propaganda and Spielberg's Mythos. Edward Bernays said that the motion picture was the greatest unconscious carrier of propaganda in the world. It is a great distributor of ideas and opinions. And when we think about the alien mythos, we think about the movies that we've seen. We think about frickin' War of the Worlds, the most famous alien story. One that kind of kicked it off, at least the way we think of aliens nowadays, right? The external threat, the unknown noosphere, Kantian rift, the noumenal sphere, I should say, that will encompass and kill us all at any moment. The extinction level event that's coming that the system may save us from because they love us and because they're the elites, the science elites. In fact, on the very first page, H.G. Wells has us saved and studied by the scientific elites. Now here he's talking about the world on the eve of a global war of the worlds. And he says that little did anyone know that Earth was being studied by intelligences far greater than man's capacities, yet also mortal. As men busied themselves about the various concerns, they were scrutinized and studied. I felt like I'm reading some kind of a space Christmas. I felt like I'm reading all through the night, like whatever that Christmas thing is. Copyright free Christmas music. There we go. I'm going to read y'all some H.G. Wells. Some fake aliens with some copyright free. I got to find the worst Christmas music. And all through the night, old daddy was waiting for it to be probed just right. Yeah, let's go. You got your cozy. Oh, that's too loud. Are y'all cozy right now? You curled up by the fire. It's time to read some Christmas tales. Oh, are the alien guys gonna come down the chimney to probe me? No one would have believed in the last years of the 19th century, the world was being watched keenly and closely by intelligences greater than man's, and yet just as mortal as his own. That as men busied themselves about their various concerns, they were scrutinized and studied. This is not Christmas. What the heck is this? Is not a Christmas song. It's some kind of generic nonsense. How am I going to read if there's not actual Christmas music?
Honeybook completely changed how I...
Ugh. Christmas time and cookie sweaters. Here we go. As the humans were being scrutinized and studied, almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the transient creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacency, men went to and fro across the globe with their little affairs, unaware of their alien watchers. All of these Christmas songs are not even freaking Christmas. Nobody knows these fake ass Christmas songs. We need more sleigh bells on that. Santa is an alien this whole time, bro. Everybody thought Santa was from the North Pole. He's an alien, dude. That's why he's alien abductions. Santa Claus coming down the chimney. Oh, bro, my mind just got blown, dude. All this time, we were being prepped for the War of the Worlds from old Saint Nick. I forgot even what I was doing. Well, this is getting ridiculous. We're not going to read War of the Worlds with cozy Christmas music because I can't find any cozy Christmas music. But, you know, we haven't really talked about this book. This is a novel we haven't done. And we're not going to do this novel today. We're just talking about it. Why am I saying, is that Diddy? No. Might as well be Diddy. Busta Rhymes? No. Crypto millionaires. Get this off of here. Get out of here. Sam Shamoon and Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor Moon. Michael Saylor Michael Saylor Shamoon. Sam Saylor Shamoon. Sam Saylor Moon. Isn't that an anime? I don't know anything about anime, but I've heard the name. My Aunt May. Anime. Auntie May. So H.G. Wells begins this famous book going on to talk about that humans are unaware of their scientific alien overlords watching and studying them. And that the aliens had evolved. Because the universe is vast and zillions of years old, there must have been a planet where also life evolved. And it stands to reason that they would be far more advanced. And that when they came to Earth, even though their ships crashed because they used gasoline, and they're made of tinfoil, according to Roswell. They came to, quote, save us from ourselves and to set up a way for Earth to find salvation. Because matter always evolves. And by the way, did you know, I didn't even remember this, that in the first chapter, he calls the alien entity the Thing. So the old movie The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, apparently that comes out of H.G. Wells's classic War of the World. When did he write this? Way before The Thing. And don't make dirty jokes. That has nothing to do with your thing. Really funny. Ha ha ha. Good one. This was written in... well, there's no date. So good job there to the publishers for not telling me the date. I know it was not written in 1980. Anyway, so what's funny is that, you know, this is pretty standard in all H.G. Wells material, where he begins the novels with a lot of scientism and a lot of materialism. Materialism actually comes up in here with the whole idea that the universe had to be this, breeding ground, this kind of giant test tube for life. It's all meaningless. It's all, just out of nothing. It's nothing creating nothing. So nothing comes existence out of nothing. But magically it does produce something. And this explosion magically forms into planets over zillions of years that cool and start spinning. They just form and spin like belly button lint, right? And and then he goes on to say that most likely the life would come from Mars. Mars is 1/3 of Earth's gravity. How does H.G. Wells know that, by the way, 100 plus years ago? Which I don't think he does. I think they're just making up stories, you see. And then people imbibe this over the decades, over the last century plus, and it kind of just becomes kind of embedded in our minds, and we then interpret the world through the lens of all of the fiction that we've seen, and then the science that we think we've learned when we were in grade school, high school, and we were taught about how we're all monkeys and all that. That's also embedded in there. But the movies are more effective, as Edward Bernays said at the beginning of my chapter. Because the movies tell stories, science facts list facts. Humans are not computers, although the Spurg boys would beg to differ. Most human beings think of life and they think of things with beginning, middle, end stories. And so they're much more susceptible to and amenable to a story about our origins than supposed looking under a test tube or staring at a telescope about, something zillions of miles away, and the red light had to reach us in this amount of time. And, then deriving some sort of, wild figure of, clearly that light could only reach us in 4.3 billion years. And so that man had the universe is zillions of years old. Therefore, there would be planets where there's other creatures just equally as gay as us. Yeah, right? Literally, that's the process of science. And I'm not joking. If you've ever had like college astronomy class, and you go to the lab, which was some of the most ridiculous time. I hated it this whole time in college when you had astronomy lab, because the whole thing it's like literally just propaganda. It's just science propaganda, and they never question the assumptions. Right, it's always, well, we know that the light, when it exploded from the Big Bang, it clearly had to take 4.5 billion years to reach the Earth. None of which actually makes sense, right? It's just all just assertions. And the real belief systems that people have are completely divorced from science. I'm not saying that there's not science. I'm not a science denier. I'm a science denier. And so I noted in my book that, it really occurs to me that, and I grew up liking sci-fi. I wasn't like a mega nerd. I actually had girlfriends and dates and all this kind of stuff. But I liked science fiction stuff, and I grew up watching all this stuff, and I love to read Dune. I love to read some H.G. Wells. He wasn't my favorite. And of course the movies that corresponded to them. But then I realized that as I studied philosophy, how much of this do I actually know to be the case? And when you go and you listen to the Normie podcast, have you noticed that people really just spout out something that they saw on some other podcast or somebody else saying? And it was bad 20 years ago in college. And it's even worse with the internet, because everyone is under the delusion that if you just repeat something, it sounds smart. And the internet then creates the sort of phraseology that other people repeat to sound smart and sophisticated. And it's way worse than it was 20 years ago. Because 20 years ago, a lot of the academic speak would be in the realm of academia. So if you went out to the bar and you started talking about something, nobody's going to know what you're talking about, right? If you're talking about epistemic justification in class, people know what you're talking about. Go to the bar, you sound like an idiot, you're going to get beat up talking about that at the bar, right? Nowadays, something is on Twitter, everyone repeats it, yap, yap, yap. Hence, tweet, you yap it and repeat it like a bird, like a mina bird or something, you're just repeating. And people think that they're smart. And now it's going to be even worse with AI. Because now people are not going to read books. They're going to do the Grok ChatGPT summarize Augustine's City of God for me. And they're going to say, I've read City of God, because they read Grok's one paragraph summary. So it's getting worse and worse and worse. And it's applicable then to the domain of, quote, science. I've always said that the real scientists are people that are engineers, that are really putting widgets and springs and coils and shit together to do stuff with math. That's cool. That's real science. Richard Dawkins and people sitting around acting smart and smug and hissing and talking about what they think happened 11 million years ago, about what one monkey did in a tree, chirping and chimping and bitching at another monkey in a tree is a bunch of baloney. You don't know what was happening 11 million years ago. We don't even know what was happening 500 years ago in frickin' Moldova, right? How are you going to know what was happening in the planet core 11 million years ago, 1 billion years ago? The planet core. You weren't expecting a Gungan reference, were you out there? None of y'all was expecting a damn Gungan reference. Whoopang Gangnam style. Y'all ready for some Jar Jar impressions? Misa not happy with these impressions right now. Misa no likey. The planet core. Anyway, so you see what I'm saying. Life sciences, that's like a bunch of speculation about what happened 11 million years ago. I don't know what a Gungan is. Nobody's watched Little Annie Save the Galaxy. Oh, Annie! That's not the Gungan. That's Watto? Is that his name? Are you an angel? Are you an angel? I'm the best pod racer. JJ Binks, baby, that's right. Y'all know what was really going on. If you watched the full director's cut, the full version, if you watch the full version, it's pretty crazy. It's totally dirty. It's weird. You don't want to watch it, actually, because Jar Jar is trying to mac on Natalie Portman the whole time. And in one scene, he's kind of successful. So, yeah, movies from the 2000s are boomer. Come on, dude. You guys are about to get blocked calling me a boomer. I'm the origin of boomer jokes, and you're going to call me a boomer. That is, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? I did not have sex with that Gungan. How dare you? Anyway, so everybody thinks they're smart science people. They're all dumb, and they believe a bunch of crap from movies and that they think is science. Right? That's the essence of what I'm saying. And it's true. And you're going to find out that I'm right. Now, when we get into the history of the myth of aliens, I bet a lot of y'all didn't know that the Talmud actually teaches kind of that there's aliens. Yes, you didn't know this. I knew this a long time ago. Now, we can't directly say that the Talmud is the source of aliens. But if we go, for example, to Chabad, there is the statement in the Talmud that the Lord rides his chariot, I think, through 18,000 worlds. So here, for example, at the Hasidic site is the discussion of the worlds. There is a verse in Judges where Deborah says that she cheers on the victory of Barak over Sisera, and she says, "Cursed be Meroz and its inhabitants," says the angel of God. The Talmud then says that Meroz is a star or a planet. Now, I think that this is kind of silly because it's talking about, my understanding of Deborah's discussion of the battle is that the battle of the armies on earth with Israel versus the pagans is mirrored by a spiritual battle that's happening in the heavens. So it's like demons and angels, and then that's kind of like spiritually or in a universal sense happening in the spiritual, angelic, third dimension, third heavens world or whatever. And then on earth, there's commonalities of this battle happening that are reflected in the spiritual battle, right? I don't think it's talking about another planet that God curses, but some of the medieval rabbis came up apparently with the interpretation that this is discussing other planets. Where they got that, I don't know. Maybe they based it on the terminology or the word. But But I'm looking for the specific. There's a specific statement that there's 1,800 worlds. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, here it is. Going back to the Middle Ages, Jewish philosopher Hasdai Crescus, in his work Or Hashem, wrote an entire chapter where he talked about the possibility of life on other planets. The heavens declare the glory of God, etc. These might be texts that demonstrate this. Here's what I was looking for. Further evidence is found in the Talmudic teaching, quote, God flies through the 18,000 worlds, from Avoda Zara 3b in the Talmud. Your kingdom spans all the worlds. And then it references the text from, Judges again, where Deborah says it. So, that might explain why, in the case of, say, Spielberg, this is something that he felt was really important to promote. I don't know, I'm speculating, right? Because obviously Spielberg, at least he says during his Hollywood days early on that he wasn't really interested in religion. But then he says later on he reconnected with his heritage. So perhaps the Talmudic idea of the many worlds and aliens possibility influenced Spielberg to be such an alien promoter in the film genre. And again, think about the impact that movies like E.T. had. E.T. was massive. And even though Star Wars is a space opera, I mean, I guess you could say it touches on alien life. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of intended to be like an allegory, I think. But other shows and movies, I think, are intended to be more sort of realistic, right? Star Trek is supposed to be something that's giving you the impression of the possibility of the future if we adopt socialism, quite literally. I mean, Gene Roddenberry was very open about it. The Rand Corporation, if you didn't know, actually consulted on Star Trek. And so a lot of these space movies have always been about esoteric, Gnostic, Freemasonic, occultic, etc. worldviews. And by the way, Kabbalistic. I think you could say Kabbalism is in there as well. And they're almost always bound up with Darwinism too. So in my book, in this chapter, I make the connection between all of these elements. I point out how even modern cults that have developed, like the Raelians and Scientology, people may not know this, but they're actually based on space mythologies, right? In the case of Scientology, there's this grand, wild story that L. Ron Hubbard came up with of ancient planets and volcanoes and thetans, and you've got thetans stuck on your butt, like, you know, coming out of the toilet, coming out of the potty with toilet paper on your, some crazy nonsense like that. So you go to Scientology confession to help clear out the thetans or whatever. Just a bunch of space nonsense. Mormonism, another ridiculous space cult. Another space sex cult. Not all of them, but many of them are space sex cults. Interesting. And if that sounds crazy to you, merely look into the history of Jack Parsons. Jack Parsons is the founder of Jet Propulsion Laboratories, JPL, which is also known as Jack Parsons Laboratories. And, he's the father of the modern rocket. He was also a Crowleyan. And he saw rockets as rituals, literally, sex rituals. A rocket going into space is like SPERM, shooting off into space so that man can seed the galaxy, literally. And he was absolutely 100% a completely insane, degenerate Crowleyan who was trying to sleep with his mom to bring about Babylon, the harlot. I'm not joking. That's the real story of Jack Parsons, the most famous rocket scientist in the history of the country. By the way, he was also selling secrets to Israel. So that's another lesser known fact about Jack Parsons that is worth mentioning. So rocket science, space crap has always been associated with weird occult stuff. I'm not saying, by the way, that it's necessarily wrong to study space, be an astronomer, try to send probes up. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't really care about it. I'm not that interested in space. I mean, I think the planets and space is cool. The heavens declare the glory of God. But I'm just not that interested in space like when I was a kid. You know what I mean? It's like you grow up, you get older, you're like, okay, yeah, there's space. You know, it's interesting. I mean, the galaxies and the, stuff looks cool and it's very pretty. But, no, I don't really care about going to Mars, I don't care if people want to try to go to Mars. Go for it. I'm very interested in whether you can. On a lot of space stuff, I'm a skeptic. But I also don't really care. Like, I don't, whatever, go for it. Have fun. Tell me the stories once you get there. Anyway. I mean, if we set up a cool ride, like if Tesla invents a space yacht that I see with my own eyes works, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like you got a hot tub on the back of like a flying trailer, like a fancy flying trailer, or something, like a what am I trying to think of? I remember one time as a joke when I first got on Twitter, I wonder if you ever saw it, it'd be funny. I drew a little, my idea for the Tesla space yacht, and it had it looked like a houseboat, but it was for space. And I was like, this is where Elon needs to go next. It's called the Tesla space yacht. And you go up there with a little yachty, and you just basically, the back part of it's like the trailer on like a Pinto. The front part is like a houseboat, and then you got to look like a trailer part back that's like a Pinto, like the back of a Pinto. And, then you can float around and see stuff, dude. That sounds fun. Okay, let's do that. Let's see if somebody else came up with my idea. Space yacht. Somebody's got a website. Space yacht. Okay. Mine was a little more rednecky than this, but this is kind of what I'm thinking of. And they didn't put a hot tub in it. So where's the hot tub at? Alexander Pavlenko over here trying to draw space yachts, but no hot tub. This is all way too extreme. Like they're drawing giant spaceships. No, just make a space yacht, dude. Just make it simple. It needs to be affordable for the everyday man. And only like 2 people have thought of this. Me and one other dude. Me and this Russian man here, Alexander Pavlenko. But he's on the right. He's on the right track here. And you got to pimp it out. We're going to be visiting worlds. We're going to be going through black holes. It's got to be safe. It's got to be pressurized. It's got to have, Dramamine on the hand, ready to go in case you could get seasick in space sick. This is a little too fancy, but something less fancy than this. This is getting pretty extreme. So, all right. So when I see this, and then I see it doing something, and I see somebody come back and say that it was fun and cool, okay, maybe then. But I'm not going to be... Remember that stupid Matt Damon movie where he goes to Mars and he's basically a dirt farmer using his poop to grow potatoes? That stupid-ass Mars movie. It was so dumb with Matt Damon and Kristen Wiig. Remember that? I'm not doing that. I don't want to go poop farm potatoes on Mars. I can poop farm potatoes here. In fact, I already do. Why do I need to do that on Mars where there's nobody to hang out with? And by the way, that movie sucked. Remember that? Or was it? No, it's called The Martian. Good grief, that movie was so stupid. And, but he's doing it for science, dude. Interesting how Mars looks just like freaking New Mexico with a red filter. Wonder why. Wonder why Mars looks just like the movies that film Mars, and it's just a desert with a filter. And look, Matt Damon. Oh, dude, you see what he's doing for science? He's collecting all of his poop. Maybe we are monkeys in space, dude. Collecting all that poop to grow potatoes in space, man. You've had a potato chip, but have you had a space shit potato chip? No, you haven't. I just blew your mind, dude. Can you taste the space flavors in it? Anyway, how are we off on it? There's just so much this is what I'm trying to say. There's so much nonsense about space that until I see the elite space yacht, which was my concept, by the way, actually come to fruition, I don't care about space. Then I'll go up there and I'll eat some poop potatoes with Matt Dadbot, with Dat Mayman. Anyway, so back to the nonsense. By the way, no, I'm not a flat earther. I'm a skeptic on all the science stuff, for the most part. I don't believe in evolution. I've never accepted flat earth, but that does not mean that I believe NASA or any of the other claims. If I was to believe in any of those, I would probably believe in hollow earth, but I don't know that hollow earth is true. But I'm a skeptic about space claims. All right, so all of this really is psyop, is what I'm trying to get at. I don't even remember all the stuff I put in this. I'm reading my book for the first time in like many years. I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's a good author. I didn't remember. This guy knows what he's talking about. Darwin and the empiricists supposed that they had banished metaphysics, but the past was assumed to be meaningful and explained on neutral grounds. I didn't even remember that I was presupping freaking Darwin in here. And then I get into presupping Lawrence Krauss. In fact, this space mythology is actually built on Crowley. We are all stars, according to Lawrence Krauss. Remember him echoing Crowley. And this is, I guess this is Lawrence Krauss. He says, remember that Science man? What happened to him? The whole world was like 10 years ago obsessed with Lawrence Krauss. He was like the rising star. We are all made of stars, right? The rising star of the atheist scientism realm. Maybe if it's even older. A lot of y'all don't remember when atheism was popping off on YouTube, when it was like just hot, just like, ooh, what you got going on over there? Ooh, nothing. Right? When everybody was like, damn, atheists looking good. Fat booty atheists. And now everybody's like, man, y'all stank it. Ooh, y'all nasty. Chicken head. Does anyone remember Symphony of Science? I never forget this. I love making fun of this. This is so stupid. But every time I play it, it dings the frickin'... it dings the algorithm, but it's almost worth dinging the algorithm because this is so dumb. And 13 million views. So a lot of y'all kids don't remember Symphony of Science with frickin' Carl Sagan over here. I mean Sagan. And they remember when they included Ron Paul in here. We are all stardust, man. I never even heard this song. Oh my gosh. We're all connected. Billions and billions. Let's see if I can play a little bit of it without dinging the copyright. Y'all don't remember this stuff. So this used to be viral 15 years ago, and you would see this crap everywhere. And then they started putting Ron Paul into the clips of Symphony of Science. This is when Reddit and YouTube were kind of synonymous. So this stuff would go viral on Reddit, and then it would be reflected over here on YouTube, because people were like figuring out like atheist libertarianism or whatever. Like, there's no gods, bro. And people thought this was like so cool. And literally millions and millions of people were like having euphoria moments. Remember the atheists with their fedoras and their euphoria, and they were making memes of themselves, which was just, it's all really bizarre. Remember this?
I'm not very good at singing songs, but here's a...
Nobody ever talks about this. I love making fun of this stuff. This stuff is so stupid, dude. It's so cringe. Now you go back and watch this. Whoop, whoop. Oh, wormholes. Oh, space. I just had science ecstasy, y'all. I just had a rapturous scientism ecstasy moment that y'all just can never understand. You can't grasp. I can't put it into words. I could only put it into an algorithm that none of you could understand.
What is it in the relationship?
By the way, people don't know. Did you know Carl Sagan taught like ancient alien stuff? Pretty sure he did, if I remember. Carl Sagan is actually cool because he taught the truth about the ancient aliens or whatever. Whoop! Whoop whoop! Whoop! Whoop whoop!
We understand this cosmos in which we float.
Whoop whoop! Whoop!
We are part of this universe. We are in this universe. The universe is in us. Yes, the universe is in us.
What? Yeah, the universe is in me. Whoa! I've been violated. I've been probed by the aliens, bro.
Part of this universe.
Black science man. Black science man. Black science man. Tell me the truth. Be a new preacher for the future. Black science man. Black science man. That's my new song. Black science man. Preacher of the future.
We are in this universe. The universe itself exists within us. We are part of this universe.
Oh, so you see that galaxy right there? That's the middle finger galaxy. Blah, blah. That's the NASA people saying, F you, dude. You believe in this painting? This is a painting right here.
We are part of this universe. We are in this universe. The universe is in us. Yes, the universe is in us.
You get that universe out of me. I've been violated. I like Glorious Dawn better. That song sucks. We're all made of star stuff. We're made. Little St. James Island right there. They got him over there. That's right after he's basking in the afterglow from Little St. James right there. I just got back from Epstein Island. It was a romp. without seeing it as comedy now, dude. This is so funny, dude. But people, if you were not there 15 years ago when this shit was viral, oh my gosh, it was like millions of people are sharing and this is so moving. I'm crying right now. I'm literally tearing up at the universe right now. Science is making me feel, it's like cryance right now. Cryance. Not science, because I'm euphoric, bro. He's remembering his trip to Epstein Island. He's like, oh yes, billions and billions of orgasms. It's person, he was just a Muppet. Muppet babies, they tell the myths to come true. Muppet babies. He needs AAA batteries for his Moto chair. Anyway, I mean, could you imagine? Let's do this. Oh, we got to see some comments, dude. This is a great little side trek we've taken here. We are all connected. Is this? There's more. You understand? There's more. Okay, there's another one that's almost as popular as this one. We're all connected. It's 2023, and this song is timeless and incredible. 600 dorks agree with it. Let's see who said this. Hermido Stropa. Hey, bro. I like
Your
this.
brain lights up like a
All of
TV
this
when you're playing
science,
video
bro.
games. So check this out. Researchers
All
from
right.
the University
Hush.
of California found that certain...
Hush, ad man. We gotta read some of these comments are gonna rest in peace, Stephen Hawking. He's a legend. Buried on Little St. James Island because he's a freaking legend. Look at this. What did I tell you? The Carl Sagan parts made me cry. I told you. I can't do it. It made me cry. I'm gonna cry laughing at you. Why the hell would that make you cry? The Carl Sagan parts made me cry. Was I lying when I said back in the day people were describing their experience listening to this stupid ass song? They were saying they were crying over it. And literally like 3 comments in, it's oh, this makes me cry. We gotta see who this is. This is a damn puppy dog profile. Who is the person that's crying from this dumbass song? It's puppy dog. It's a boomer putting up his German Shepherd everywhere. Oh my gosh. I would rather be 11 years late than to never have found this piece of musical gold or whatever. I'm gonna read all the comments in that dumb nerd voice. Combining 2 of my favorite things, science and music or whatever. If we do not destroy ourselves, then we will go to the stars. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Science. I have been listening to this song for 7 years. Oh my gosh. Rest in peace, Carl Sagan. You are a terrible loss to all of mankind. Rest in peace, Jeffrey Epstein. And also rest in peace to Muppet baby Stephen Hawking. If I were not a physicist, I'd be a musician. Einstein. Whoa, mind blown. This is welcome to the mind of normies right here. You want to see a window into the mind of the normies? Get your mind blown. Welcome to it. 14 years later, and I'm still coming back to this. Told you. What did I tell you? Look, here's Atheist Heaven. I hope these two are chilling together in the stars right now. Rest in peace. In Alien Heaven. By the way, there is Atheist Alien Heaven. Y'all remember, what's that? Remember when it was like Matthew McConaughey's debut, bro? Or like his second or third movie. Contact with Jodie Foster. Y'all remember Contact? Y'all remember Contact? Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey was the spiritual advisor to the Bill Clinton type character, president or whatever. Y'all just need to believe in love and believe in yourselves and space or whatever. Remember that? Contact, man, that movie is terrible. But that's about atheist alien heaven, because she goes off, the aliens take her to be with her dad or whatever. Oh man. Here's a science girl. 7 years later and I still adore this. 7 years later. Well, the song's 15 years old, so definitely a science girl. She's got science physiognomy features for sure. Looking hot. MC Sagan and DJ Hawkins bringing the quantum beats. Oh, good one, dude. It's really clever. You a clever dude right there. I don't know why this video makes me like sad but happy. I don't know why this video makes me so like sad but happy. So like sad, but he actually typed out like. Carl Sagan and those excellent scientists like Einstein and Stephen Hawking and even Nikola Tesla, they're all gone, but whatever the afterlife is, they are exploring the universe. Yes. This is the mind of the people that call in to prove atheism. When Carl Sagan writes a cookbook, no matter what, the food step one will be invent the universe. That's so freaking clever, dude. All right, one more treat. One more musical treat for you science boys out there so you can feel some euphoria. I know we got a lot of sad boys who need to feel little euphorias. Do you want a little euphoria to tickle your soul? You want a little euphoria to probe you because the universe is inside of you too? We'll get ready for another banger. This is the one with the bongos.
We're all connected to each other, biologically, to the earth, chemically, to the rest of the universe, atomically.
I think nature's imagination is so much greater.
Is this the one where they stick Ron Paul in? I think it is. And Bill Nye. I like how the montage is like just a bunch of damn algebra. It goes from Richard Feynman to the clouds, and then throw some algebra up, bro. I want to know the guy who put this together. Like, what was he thinking? Like he. So we got the universe. We got Neil. We got Black Science Man. We got Richard Feynman. We got Carl Sagan.
But according to patterns.
There we go. Throw me some physics and some equations. We got Bill Nye.
Standing on a planet. Really, I'm just a speck. I'm just a speck. Compared with a star. The planet is just another star.
Now, wait a minute. I thought the universe was inside of me, and I'm made of stars. We're made of star stuff. So am I a god in the making, or am I a meaningless, worthless speck that has no relationship to the vast other infinite, meaningless, worthless specks? I can't figure out if I'm a god or if I'm nothing. Because from these people, it's both.
To think about all of this. To think about the vast emptiness of space.
Oh, the vast emptiness of space. Oh, the nothing. There's so much nothing. It's great. It's crazy. Did you know how much nothing there is? Infinite nothing, dude. Whoa! Yeah!
Billions and billions of stars. Billions and billions of specks. The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us.
We're made of star stuff.
We are awake.
So, another Crowleyan song. That's why they're all vibing with it, because they're spiritually Crowleyans, which is all about butt stuff. And they're like, yeah, oh, I'm euphoric because of butt stuff. Oh, we're all space buttholes. Oh, yeah, oh, it's all nothing. Whoa, mind blown. We're made of stars. Whoa, did you see that? Look, he's got a halo around him. Whoa, he's a space saint, dude. Look, space saint. Carl Sagan is a space saint. He's in the pantheon, bro. He done went to atheist alien heaven. He's up there grabbing Jodie Foster's booty like Contact. He's making physical contact with Jodie Foster. Y'all get it? Do y'all get it? You didn't even know. Matthew McConaughey was up in... I've never been able to spell his damn name. Matthew McConaughey syndrome. Matthew McConaughey test. Matthew, he's got the stupidest ass. Dude, fix your name, dude. I can't spell your freaking stupid name. It don't even need to be there. You're not Yiddish. It's not Yiddish, bro. You're just a freaking Texas hippie. You're a redneck hippie. I grew up with 1 million of those. It's not Yiddish. I want to hear some of his spiritual advice, because everybody forgot he's from Contact, bro. He was in Contact. Well, here it is, right here. He's going to give her a compass. A compass. This is a compass. It represents your spiritual desires, and you need a moral compass. Jodie Foster, you need a moral compass because you're a lesbian, but that's okay because everything's cool. Speaking Spanish, that's science! Science! If you speak another language, it's science! Also looks like a damn hippie chick from college in 1997. She looks like every hippie chick from college in 1997 right there. Right there. That's every alt hippie chick who's gonna go smoke a bowl after she drinks a beer. Here's Matthew.
Arecibo, right?
Hey, Arecibo. Arecibo, that's where they talk to them aliens. They send an email to E.T. You ever thought about sending an email to E.T. with Arecibo?
Does it
Do
show?
y'all even know what Arecibo is? SETI?
Yeah. Cracker Jack?
No.
You know, Cracker
Wanna
Jack?
listen down?
Cracker Jack? Cracker Jack? He doesn't call it a Cracker Jack. He said, Cracker Jack? You know, Cracker Jack? You got some weed? You know, joint? You got some weed, be like who? No, wait, is it the end of the movie where he ends up being... He's trying to mac on her, by the way. He's like, I'm going to give me some of this damn atheist hippie chick, but JJ over here. I'm going to hit on this little atheist over here because she's going to be she's going to be wild. Them atheist girls is wild. They're studying science.
I get an interview.
I'm going to make her my science project. So this is how to spit game at a science chick. Any of y'all nerds out there, you want to learn how to hit on a nerd? Study the game strategies of Matthew McConaughey in Contact hitting on Jodie Foster's. Anyway, it's not the clip I'm looking for. Here's your compass. Here we go. He's about the pre-supper. Science nerds. You want to get a science girl? I mean, Orthodox nerds. You want to get a science girl? Learn to precept her at White House dinner functions. Like
Here we go.
Here we go. I'm about to precept your science ass.
Would you like me to quote you?
Do not comb your hair like that. What the heck is up with that?
Ironically.
Damn, he's got a Patrick Swayze 1987 poof haircut. What the heck? Ooh. She threw him like a level 1 Reddit level argument. What if science demonstrates that God never did exist in the first place? He paused too, like that was a tough one. Like, oh shit, damn. She's got a little more science in her junk in her trunk than I thought. There's a little more ammo here.
I think we're gonna need to get some air.
What?
I think we're gonna have to step outside because you're about to get precept. I can't precept you in here with all these boomers walking around. It's about to get real.
And a few more.
You ever heard of Van Til or Bonson? You ever heard of Greg Monson, Transcendental Argument?
Thank you.
I don't know what this has to do with aliens, except that aliens... Okay, I know what it has to do with aliens. Aliens are saints or God to atheists. That's what it is. I figured it out. I done cracked the code. I cracked the code, son. Just like American evangelical boomer looks at the founding fathers and he says, "The founding fathers is the saints. Holy George Washington, pray for us that Trump comes to victory." Right? They're saints for the boomer evangelical. Aliens and the Space Brothers are the saints for the atheists. Boom. They're the space interdimensional interceding demon beings for the atheists.
Whew. A little chilly out here.
Yeah,
Just wait till I preach up your ass. You're gonna be sweating here in a second here, Jody.
this is nice.
I got one for you.
What do you got?
Occam's razor. You've ever heard of it?
Occam's.
What's funny is that atheists to this day use the Jodie Foster contact arguments like they're knockdown good arguments. Like I had an atheist the other day trying to use Occam's razor.
Razor sounds like some slasher movie.
No.
Good one, Matthew. Occam's razor sounds like a slasher movie. We like a Jason. You ever heard of him? I could precept him too. I can get Freddie to believe in God.
Occam's razor. It's a basic scientific principle. And it says
So he's supposed to be an educated philosopher man, spiritual man, and he doesn't know what Occam's razor is.
all things being
Debate goes, right? Like, is he going to precept Jodie Foster? Is he going to, like, put it in her face and shut her down with her science nonsense, with her Reddit arguments, before even Reddit existed? Quantum Reddit atheist apologetics?
an all-powerful, mysterious God created the universe and then decided not to give any proof of his existence. Or
Well, baby, that's what tag is. Okay. So he's on the right track. Matthew's McConaughey is not too bad. Let's see where he goes.
I wouldn't want to.
Okay, but what you want really doesn't have anything to do with whether it's true or not. So,
how do you know you're not deluding yourself?
yeah, exactly.
I mean, for me, I'd need proof.
Yeah, there's a transcendental argument.
Proof. Your dad, did you love him?
It's not a bad
Very
point.
much.
Prove it.
Oh, not bad. I'm gonna give Matthew McConaughey a B on that. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be because it's essentially an element of pointing out that radical materialism really undercuts many of the things that Jodie Foster believes in. So not too bad. Okay, not bad. Matthew did better than I expected. Anyway, I don't remember all of this. Like, I didn't remember as much philosophy in this movie.
From the American Road.
I remember thinking it was stupid. I mean, I saw it in the theater. I remember when it came out, I saw it in the theater, but I didn't think anything about like the apologetics stuff. What's going on in this movie? All right, too many ads. Contact explained. Well, I don't need a nerd to explain the movie to me.
We were experiencing the film through the eyes of Eleanor, as was implied by the opening of the feature.
Maybe I need to go back and review this film. Maybe there's more going on and I just never got it. I just thought it was like low tier scientism or something. Isn't this didn't Carl Sagan write this? I just remembered that. Is this a Carl Sagan story? I think it is. Hey, remember me? Remember me when I precepted you and you got your mouth shut? I'm still here. I got a turtleneck and a long ass scarf, and I'm ready to go. This is where he becomes the spiritual advisor to the president, which is so stupid. He's like, Billy Graham to Bill Clinton, right? Because this is 1997. Oh, she's famous because she discovered the alien afterlife or whatever. So now that's the worst haircut, man. I hate that haircut. That damn poofy Patrick Swayze haircut.
I'm bound by a different covenant than Dr. Airway.
Well, he's over here talking about covenant theology. What the heck is going on? Let's hear it. Not really, though. Because, I mean, if you're an atheist, you're not going to be pursuing capital T truth, are you? So, anyway. I don't know how we got off. We went down a Carl Sagan rabbit hole here. We're over here on freaking Little St. James Island getting frisky with Stephen Honkadonk. and his batteries have just run out in his moto chair. So it's time to step back, reassess, and get back to the subject today. We just went down the crazy rabbit hole. Crazy rabbit hole. But it was fun. Are y'all giving super chats, or are y'all being stingy now? Well, now when we have fun, you guys are usually generous. So I decided we'd have fun today. We spiraled. We went down the black hole that is the Carl Sagan spiral. But let's get back to the topic. We was over here quoting Lawrence Krauss. Right? We were quoting Lawrence Krauss. The amazing thing that every atom in your body came from a star, and a star that exploded. That's amazing. The atoms in your left hand came from a different star than your right hand. I'm made of star stuff. We are all made of stars. Boop, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. Remember the Moby song? Everybody forgot that Moby song. Y'all are about to be euphoric right now. Y'all all about to be euphoric. And how come there's only 800 people watching this? And only 300 of y'all liked it? Like it, baby. Like it. Or I'm going to keep singing Carl Sagan songs. Please like the stream. I see 324. I want to see that up to 325 in the next hour. But listen, Lawrence Krauss is going to set us straight. He's got that Crowleyan science. You're made of star stuff. The most profound thing that I know about physics is this. You are stardust. You would not be here if stars didn't blow up. It's the elements, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, iron. All these things and the matter for evolution were not created. They were created in a nuclear furnace of the stars. You're basically like Vulcan's forged out, baby. You was forged in Vulcan's forge, which was a star forge. You're a son of a dwarf, basically, because the dwarves are the forgers, baby. By the way, he just contradicted himself because he said that these things were not created, and then he says they were created in the forge of the stars. So which one is it? By the way, that's literally what he says. He like from one sentence to the next contradicts himself. But by the way, the science men, the scientism men, they actually tell you not to care about philosophy. So it doesn't even matter that he contradicts, because then you'd be listening to philosophy. And remember, Neil deGrasse Tyson said, "Oh, I don't worry about philosophy. I tell people to avoid it." You were made in the furnace of the stars, and the only way that you could get the only way they could get into your body is if those stars were kind enough to explode. Forget Jesus. The stars died so that you could be here today. So wait a minute. Did you notice what he did in this ridiculous passage? That's literally Lawrence Krauss quote. I'm not making that up. I didn't even remember I had this in the book, but that's funny. Now I see why I put it in there, because he literally just said that there's no creation, there's no God, but inanimate objects or matter created you and gave you meaning and died for you. That's literally what he said. Forget Jesus. The stars died so that you could be alive. The stars died for me. Would you like to invite the Pleiades into your heart? Pray the space sinners prayer with me right now. Dear space, dear stars, you forged me in your Vulcan forge. Please, Pleiades, would you come into my heart? Now, wait a minute. Our Pleiades are stars, right? I don't even know the star stuff, bro. People ask me science questions, and I'm like, I'm actually proud I don't know science questions. How old is the universe? I don't know. 6,000 years? 10,000 years? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. they're like munchkins from Wizard of Oz. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Listen to the man who does not know. We know the science. We know the science. We are midgets. We know the science. Literally, that's how they act. Have you asked the stars into your heart? It'd be like a Billy Graham sermon. Come down to the altar here. The star God wants to be inside of your heart. Please pray the star sinner's prayer and invite the Pleiades into your heart. We've got hot pizza down here if you come to the altar. Ask the Star Lord into your heart. He died for you. That's my Billy Graham. Moving on. All of this is the role of the psyops of science fiction. Oh wait, I did a clever little wordplay. I did a clever wordplay. All this is the role of the psyops scions of science fiction. Y'all like my wordplay in my book there? To play with reality and to rewrite it as a play of reality. I'm doing a little too much wordplay here. These are the new saints. Oh, I already said this. I didn't even realize this. Alien saints. I don't even know that my own ideas are ripping off myself. I'm ripping off my old ideas from 10 years ago. Like Childhood's End. Y'all remember Childhood's End? Y'all read that? I read that. Giant demons from space that literally look like demons. But no, they're actually aliens who steal your firstborn and blow up the planet. And frickin' Arthur C. Clarke. Y'all know Arthur C. Clarke? Childhood End. That means you growed up. That's talking about puberty, boy. That's that alien puberty right there. I put child dude in. Child dude in. Childhood. That's right. Children from the hood. Childhood. Will you grow up in the hood? Childhood in. I'm only pulling this up because we covered this some years back. Look at that right there, baby. Childhood in, right there. Look at this dude. Let's hear this guy's boring ass podcast. What the hell is this guy talking about? Rapture. Not that the evangelical rapture thing is true, but it's an inversion of the sort of ascension, catching up into heaven type of idea, which is in 1 Thessalonians, you know. But he says you can't have any more kids because I'm taking on... I can't watch this guy because of his freaking messed up tooth. Did you notice his tooth? He's got a rebel tooth. It's distracting me. Anyway, this guy thinks he's really clever and funny. Enough of this guy. You can follow his streams here if you want to see the rest of the Childhood's End stream. Childhood. I grew up in the projects. Project Pat from space. Me and Project Pat versus Neil deGrasse Tyson, Lawrence Krauss. Who would win? Easy. Keep in mind, too, all of the spacemen, they just happen to all be not libertarian. Isn't that interesting? So the libertarian goobers who were pushing all the Soyance stuff 10, 15 years ago and all these dumb songs, isn't that interesting that the pop science men, almost all of them, aren't actually libertarian? There might be one or two outliers that are libertarian science men, but they're almost always socialists. Albert Einstein, socialist, right? And the reason I'm talking about the science men is that this overlaps heavily with the alien crap. All the people that push the alien crap almost always end up being weird socialists too. Well, the space brothers want us to set up a global government. I mean, so much so that everybody's seen the meme, right? Where there's a staged alien invasion and the aliens are telling us to set up a world government and they will save us. The space brothers will save us from our own selves, from our own destruction. Now, one thing that I always forget to bring up, the day the earth blew up, the day the earth stood still. No, I want the original one, not the Keonko Reeve one. Now, did you know, as the Collins brothers have pointed out, when they first started popping off, really promoting at a blockbuster level, the alien nonsense, one of the first big ones. I mean, there's other ones, but the first kind of blockbuster propaganda one is Day the Earth Stood Still. And when you watch Day the Earth Stood Still, you start to notice the main character, who's the carpenter from space, a Christ-like figure. He's here to warn us about the other race of aliens that are coming to destroy us. I think it's Klaatu. I haven't seen this in probably 10 years, but Klaatu is going to come destroy us because we've created nukes, right? Atomics, weapons, whatever. And we're going to atomically destroy ourselves if we don't de-arm, which was a classic socialist idea. De-armament, by the way, it does not just apply to atomics and ICBMs and nukes and all that stuff. De-armament, if you guys remember, is also you shouldn't have a gun. So it's all goes together, right? Because de-armament literally means disarming everyone. And that's why, isn't it the UN? At the UN, there's that gun that's like has the barrel twisted to where you can't shoot. Because the UN was always about global disarmament for nation states and for individuals with guns, so that we could have the socialist technocratic world government. Isn't it odd that literally the entire socialist Bernard Shaw, Rockefeller, Rothschild, global government technocratic stuff that Davos and Klaus and everybody openly talks about has been pushed not just publicly in their books, but in the movies. The biggest alien blockbusters of 75 years ago literally teach that if you don't form a world government, the outside threat, the Kantian rift, as the Collins brothers wrote, absolutely, right? These goofballs, Daft Punk, is going to come and kill you.
I came here to give you these facts. But if you threaten to extend your violence, this earth of yours will be reduced to a burned out cinder.
The alien threat could unite the whole planet. And by the way, that's the message of the movie. If you don't form a world government that's a socialist world government, literally, under the United Nations, and you don't disarm and have a technocratic rule, you're all going to be destroyed. By the way, that song is, if you saw one of the songs that popped up, is sampled in Timo Maas. Did you hear the music, the theremin? My milkshake brings all the aliens to the bar. They're like, it's better than yours. Because Kellis, I'm like a cross-referencing pop culture encyclopedia here, right? This is actually a pretty cool video.
Grammarly now use...
So the song that you just heard, that's the theremin, the weird Space Ghost instrument. The instrument that is so bizarre that it'll never be able to be played in any song except for something relating to space or ghosts. That's literally like this. The theremin is forever connected to that. But this is actually a really good song that samples it. And you'll notice that. Anyway, you can go listen to that on your own time. We're not here to do music night, but I was reminded from the soundtrack. Now, did you know that C.D. Jackson, I believe, according to the Collins brothers, consulted on The Day the Earth Stood Still? Why would the guy from the Doctrinal Warfare Program of the CIA consult on movies that are blockbuster alien propaganda films? Because it's narratives, it's story making. The CIA was already back then working on crafting the alien narrative. And yes, I want to remind you guys, I'm not going to play this whole interview. Matthew Arrett, buddy of ours, friendly associate in this domain of research and information, good guy. He and his wife have this channel called Rising Tide Foundation. And Matthew has been having the Collins brothers on for some interviews lately. He had Philip and then he had Paul on. This is Paul. I shared on my community tab the other one and this one. I think I shared them both. But this one I want to mention a little bit because Paul goes into the history of Project Sign, which is also early 40s, 50s era phase of the alien jibber jabber nonsense deception. And you're going to notice something that is relevant to today's drone narrative psyop situation. So everybody pay attention. Quiz questions. I'm not going to be giving out any tin hat cat today. Bitcoin did dip. Don't worry. It's going to come back. Dips are normal in every cycle. People are freaking out if they're new. So Paul's going to talk about Project Sign here, and James Lipp from the RAND Corporation, the 1949 Project Sign event, and that paper. This is important because it's going to explain, you're going to see why from the very beginning in 1949, the aliens were always directly associated with nukes, atomics, etc. And why is that?
Cold War. It held that in a nuclear exchange, both the aggressor and the defender are destroyed.
Paul's talking about, by the way, mutually assured destruction, and this also, the Cold War also relates to the alien stuff too, because of course, aliens and nukes, the Soviets are going to nuke us. You'll see in a moment.
And so it's in neither's interest to engage in a nuclear exchange. MAD is widely considered to be the theory of deterrence put into practice, but like many other Cold War policies, MAD was characterized by function stacking. While it did, in fact, discourage both major superpowers from entertaining the notion of a nuclear exchange, it allowed the global oligarchical establishment to universally impose what my brother and I have referred to as nuclear anxiety. Now, nuclear anxiety is a pervasive and obsessive fear of nuclear extinction. And once the global oligarchical establishment induced this nuclear fever dream, this period, an extended period of what you could call nuclear extortion took place. Sometimes nuclear extortion could even be found in some of the cultural artifacts of the day. And, there was a movie called, I believe at the time, No Lovers Left Alive or something of that nature. There was a lot of these apocalyptical themed movies that came out that
Day After, we've covered that one. That's a classic. That one's funny. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to get to the Project Sign part, I think.
Was also used to deceive the public, generally speaking. Social engineers within the deep state introduced to the public imagination the notion that interplanetary travelers had detected our nuclear activities and were now visiting Earth with both benign and...
So this is Project Sign. He's talking about the 1949 Project Sign, which was the first official sort of government statement about this, and various theories as to why, if it's aliens, they might be visiting us. And Dr. James Lipp from the RAND Corporation is commenting that he does not believe that it's aliens, but it goes into some of the atomics and Cold War stuff, or leading up to Cold War, I should say.
Sinister intentions, depending on which extraterrestrial race you were discussing. The hands of the social engineers can be detected almost immediately following Project Sign as the UFO contactee phenomenon began to emerge. Nuclear anxiety was a common thematic thread running through the accounts of contactees. According to the contactees of the 1950s, the aliens had come to warn us that we need to cease our nuclear test, and the atomic test, according to the aliens, were leaking radiation that was having an adverse effect on the solar system's delicate balance.
So, in other words, elements of disarmament, probably socialist type ideas, right?
And as far as we're concerned, the contactee's message held too much in common with Lipp's theory to be accidental. Our suspicions were confirmed by the strange story of the Polish-American author, George Adamski. Adamski claimed to have met with a veritable United Nations of alien races. These included the inhabitants of Mars, of Jupiter, of Venus, of Saturn. And during one visit to an alien craft, Adamski alleged to have met an alien emissary named the Master. And the Master, according to Adamski, provided descriptions.
It's like, this is like Doctor Who stuff, right? The Master, come on. Yeah, I was going to mention Adamski, and of course, I remember the first time I was one of the first things that when I started looking into the alien stuff, maybe back in about 2005, I didn't care about alien conspiracy stuff until around that time. I remember reading a couple books in 2005, 6, and I've got a stack of alien books over there. I think almost all of them are basically just garbage. Very little in the UFO domain is worth anything except for maybe understanding and studying propaganda. I do recommend you get Invoking the Beyond, which is the Collins Brothers book, because the middle 300, 400, 500 pages of that book is actually the best book on the whole alien psyop, hands down, bar none. And people also often forget and fail to mention that Adamski was also involved in a lot of esoteric and occult groups. He was interested in theosophy. He became a neo-theosophist. He then joined and he created a group called Universal Progressive Christianity and the Universal Law, as well as others. He joined the Royal Order of Tibet. So this is a person who is obviously already given to outlandish, fringe, weird beliefs. And his story was actually really close to another story. And so he talks about meeting the Nordic aliens, and I think he's the one that talks about the bosomy Venusians that took him up on the ship. Just really ridiculous stories. But the weird part about him, the reason why he matters, is that he's the first abductee, famously, and he's also who Allen Dulles, as the head of the CIA, would run point for. Dulles would threaten to sue anyone who questioned Adamski. Why in the heck, thank you, would the head of the CIA threaten to sue the people questioning this lunatic? Unless the CIA had a vested interest in this person being one of the first, perhaps, disseminators of disinformation about the created, emerging, ridiculous alien narrative. The next famous group is the couple, Betty and Barney Hill. Their story is about the Zeta Reticulans, and they wrote a 1966 book called The Interrupted Journey. These people, by the way, Adamski and these people, this is where you get like the classification of like, this was a close encounter of the first kind. The aliens only went to first base. Oh, this is a close encounter of the fourth kind, where they took me up onto the ship and they went into my anus. That's like these people and their made up stories is where you get these literal levels of, close encounters of the fifth kind, right? Whatever that, it's just made up nonsense. But these people are like super lib Unitarians, which is interesting, Unitarian Universalists. And they have a crazy made up story, which, if I recall, is they create a cult. That's it. They don't just have this story, they start an alien cult. I forget the name of their cult, but a lot of the hallmarks of alien stuff you get from these people's fraudulent stories. And I think theirs is a story, and Adamski's, that match up to science fiction novels around the same time. We had missing time, right? This kind of stuff. We got to do dream analysis. We have to do hypno regression therapy or whatever. Which is not to say that you can't perhaps do hypno regression, but it's like those things aren't the most reliable, is what I'm trying to say. And everything else in these people's lives and story just screams grifter con people. I mean, you don't make your own cult unless you're a con man. Hello. And what do we see with both of the early abductee people? They're involved in cults, make their own cults, and they're con men. It's like, hello, This should be like a giant red flag that from the very inception, this is nonsense. It's made up. It's a psyop. And if perhaps these people are not malicious con men, then perhaps they're being used by Dulles or other people to disseminate. Now, where do I get the idea that people might be chosen to disseminate disinformation? Well, the famous documentary that we've recommended since it came out, Mirage Men, is now, as of 6 months ago, free on YouTube without, like, you don't have to rent it. It used to be, for a while it was free, and then they made it to where you have to rent it. Now it's just totally free. And we'll look at a couple places because this is an amazing documentary, and amazing because they actually interview people involved in the choosing of the idiots.
CIA has particular skill
to disseminate the stories. The narcissistic goofballs that are chosen because they think they're special, and they're brought to literal bases and told, oh, General so-and-so has chosen you to be the person to be the ambassador of the Planetary Federation to tell the humans that we've made contact, right? Just total, like, obviously just nonsense. But if a general tells you this, why, I guess it's true. Generals wouldn't lie. Ooh, generals don't lie. So, number one, understand the Betty Barney Hill stuff. Well, let's go back. Number one, understand that most people believe this stuff because of pop culture, science fiction, movies. Number two, it's atheist metaphysics and magic. Lawrence Krauss literally rewrites the Christian story and says the stars died for you, literally. You're made of star stuff, so it's like Crowleyan metaphysics is what scientism really is. Magic. And then when we come over here to the initial famous contactees and abductees, their stories are obviously nonsense. They're made up jibber-jabber crap. There are no giant-breasted Marilyn Monroe aliens. There's not. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you nerds want that. There's just not. I'm sorry. They don't exist. Aliens are fake and gray. They're not bosomy Venusians. If anything, they're gay. They want to go in butts. They're not bosomy Venusians. They're not Marilyn Monroe. They're not Nordics. So let's look at a little bit of a clip here of Mirage Men, where they talk about one of the key figures who I think the Collins brothers believe that Richard Doty is probably part of the aviary, or no, it's another person thinks that, another website thinks that he was probably part of the aviary, which is a much later 80s-ish era group of black ops people to disseminate alien BS. And he's going to basically just going to tell you, yeah, we just choose goobers who are susceptible to their vanity.
called Thunders.
Why is everyone spiraling about YouTube banning ad blocks?
So I got to have like 50 ads just to watch. No wonder it's free, because you got to have 50 ads to watch it.
Trying to convince.
Well, because he was such a boomer, greatest generation patriot, he believed anything that they told him. And so Paul Benowitz became an unwitting goober dissemination of alien jibber jabber. I don't know what time period this is, but this is the guy who runs the disinformation counterintelligence, telling you how they duped Paul Benowitz here. Remember that whistleblower from like 10 years ago, and that ridiculous low quality video floated around the internet a million different times. People were always sharing it, and it's like military whistleblower goes on record about the underground bases where they're keeping the aliens and blah, 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 blah. That's a recycled disinformation story from Richard Doty that they gave to Paul Benowitz. Those that don't know what's happening, this documentary is interviewing one of the multiple people involved in several decades of intentional UFO dissemination of disinformation operations. One of the key figures is Richard Doty here, who goes to a lot of the UFO conventions and NICAP and this kind of stuff. And in the documentary, he's describing how they found this goober patriot man, Paul Benowitz, and they just kept feeding him disinformation because he would believe it because of his patriotism. The government wouldn't lie to me. I died for them. I'll fought for them and blah, 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 blah. They wouldn't lie to me. He's a goober. They're admitting he's a goober. They're laughing at the fact that he believed everything that they told him. So they brought a general in and said, that's footage that you've caught, son. You've filmed the aliens. So essentially, this documentary goes through multiple cases of this. I think the next guy is Moore, and he's a goofy boomer in the 70s who thinks he's going to solve the alien stuff. And then this guy. I think this is...
At Extreme Experience.
It's like in every decade they choose like... and I just call them old boomers because I think that's funny. So there's one like the chosen boomer who's chosen to disseminate the alien crap. And they just find that... Literally they said to find the people who are like narcissistic. They want to be famous. They think they're special. Did you hear that? Duh. And look at this army of boomers at this UFO convention here. I mean, you have like vast fields of your you have your pickings. Choose the boomer that you would like to be your disinformation disseminator at any idiot UFO convention.
It would also not surprise me if some of the people were selected because they were not very bright.
Yeah, exactly. Good job. This guy's figuring it out. This is what I've been saying.
They just...
Mute button is not, I'm not clicking it right to where it unmutes, but all I was saying is that it's just funny to me that literally no one at this convention is under age 50. This is like the ultimate boomer conspiracy. They love aliens and JFK. That's the two boomer conspiracies. That's all you can never talk about if you're above that age group. That's as far as they'll go. Nowhere, nothing else. And we thought this died. This wasn't like Gen X and millennials. They don't care about aliens and JFK. And we've had all these other conspiracies for the last 20 years. Lo and behold, in the last 2 weeks, we're back to boomer conspiracy land. Now we're back to aliens. It's all aliens. We got to talk about drones and aliens. That's all there is. So we're back to boomer conspiracy world. Thank you. Thank you, Richard Doty and all these black ops people who are still churning out this nonsense.
Experience. We believe the world's most exciting cars should be accessible.
Anyway, you guys get the point. You need to watch the whole documentary. After the, I think his name's Paul Moore, Bob Moore, Paul Moore. I don't remember his name. I think they move on to talk about. Let's see, is this the guy who they bring in a guy who worked on Star Trek? That part's really interesting because he talks about the science fiction Hollywood techniques they use. Let me see. This may not be it. Let's see. I think this is the guy who they brought in from Star Trek who worked on the TV show and literally the military is like bringing in Hollywood people to fake alien footage. They're literally filming fake alien footage, and they're interviewing the people who did it, and they're laughing about it. And they're laughing that people believe it. So that's enough on that. Everybody must go watch Mirage Men. You get the idea. What I outlined is really the basic summation of the whole documentary. But please go watch it because you see them kind of lay it all out. And this reminded me of the thing that when Tristan and I did an alien show a couple years ago, Tristan brought this to my attention. I didn't know about this, which is interesting because this might be an insight into what's going on in a lot of these cases. This is this guy named Jan Broberg. Jan Broberg! He used the alien story as a giant made-up myth to manipulate and control this woman. Is it his daughter? Or he kidnapped a kid. It's just something crazy. Abducted in plain sight. So I guess he kidnapped a kid. And then he, I'm going from memory, drugged her and like raised her to believe some kind of crazy alien nonsense. Right? And so this woman's story is pretty wild. And although I don't know that this guy, I don't remember what his job was, but I don't know that he's not like a head of the Illuminati or like he's not David Rockefeller, but it might be a window into, wait a minute, maybe this is also what's going on with people who are running the alien psyop. Are they using this pattern of creating an alien mythos and story? Are they drugging people unbeknownst? And if you think that that's far-fetched, are you not familiar with Operation Midnight Climax, where we know for a fact that the CIA worked with organized crime to drug Johns, unbeknownst to them, visiting houses of ill repute, so that the prostitutes could report on and they could spy on how the men were acting who were given LSD unbeknownst to them. So you think that they'll do that with a bunch of hoes? Hoes giving LSD out secretly? Oh, but they wouldn't do that to people. I mean, what are you talking about? Alfred Kinsey. Of course they would do that to people. They do way worse than that to people. They send people off to die by the millions. What do you mean they wouldn't mind control people? They're good. As they like send people off to die. I mean, what are you talking about? They're not good. You're just naive. So, as we see, propaganda from the very earliest days, the Hollywood stuff, it churns it out. From the earliest days, Project Sign is connected to the nukes. And why is that? Well, because it ties into the Cold War narrative. And that's what Paul Collins goes on to discuss. And I'll give you the link because it's a really long interview that they did. If you want to go watch that full podcast, I recommend it. But really, you should read their book. Invoking the Beyond is really good. And then I wanted to also address the drone stuff because, let's see, I thought I had James LaFleur pulled up. Yeah, I do. Because really in every one of these cases where we see the drones popping up in the past week, I've not seen anything that at all smacks of, quote, alien or the inexplicable. That's not to say that there can't be unidentified, inexplicable phenomenon. I think there are. But none of what I've seen so far fits into that category. Everything fits into the explicable category. Even the so-called plasma balls that appear, do people not know about plasma balls? Now, on this channel, you know that we've talked about GOENGINEERING many, many times for many, many years. And years ago, on Stanford Research website or on HARP's own website, I don't remember which one it was, but it was Navy.mil. They had papers up about creating plasma balls. So we know that they can create plasma balls. It's exactly what it looks like is going on in some of these cases. For example, when we see the orbs that are inexplicable, tell me that the orbs don't look like this plasma ball right here. So this is a 2009 video that purports to be a plasma ball. I presume that it's real. It could be fake, but I don't necessarily think it is. It looks like probably something they really did create, similar to perhaps ball lightning. We've all heard of this. And some of the phenomena of what they see as the glowing orbs seem to match up pretty closely to this. So I think that's what that is. We also saw many drones already in the last week that popped up that are clearly drones. So it's odd to me that anyone would jump to the conclusion that anything other than drones is going on, especially when they have blinking, what do you call it, airspace compliance lights that blink. Like, obviously they're drones. Now, that's why I think early on they rolled out the possibility that, oh, Iran has a mothership with drones, which is just total nonsense, just totally stupid.
So this entire
maybe Fox boomers believe that Iran has drone motherships that are attacking us. I don't know. Who knows what they believe, but I don't think that went over. Even Elon Musk was making fun of that with Ayatollahs like floating on Foo Fighters or something. They could be building up to something. Fake flag, I don't know. They could blame it on Russia or something like this, or China, who knows, Iran. They might try that. But
so this entire...
Let's look at a couple examples. We're going to use James LaFleur here. One of my favorite spooky clips guys here. Now, these to me could be multiple things. I'm not sure what this one is. This is supposed to be from an airplane. I have to admit, when I was flying back, I forgot about this. And by the way, I've got the video. I just never put it up because I forgot once we landed. I don't remember if it was, I think it was flying back from Los Angeles, the last time that we flew out of Los Angeles. I saw a bunch of the similar things like this, and I have the video on my phone. I just assumed it was drones, like of some kind. So I didn't put them up because it looked just like this. So you see that I have a video just like this, of this. And my assumption is that these are drones. Maybe they're plasma balls, I don't know. But I do have a video of something like this.
Look at that. There's a crazy amount of these objects in the horizon. If we look closely, we can see some of them blinking in the distance. This is wild.
And this was probably as we were flying out of LA, kind of over towards maybe, like New Mexico, Arizona, New Mexico, which a lot of this kind of activity, is in that region. I assume because of military bases. So that's probably what I saw. And it looks a lot like this.
They don't look like drones, do they?
Why not? Just because they don't have the blinking lights, that just means they're not commercial flight or commercial drones. They could be experimental craft at the base.
So I'm guessing that this was a very long flight. He started recording this during the day and then he's still recording it at night. Are there these...
Now, when I recorded my example of this, once we kind of got away from that area, I didn't see them anymore. So I don't know why this guy's still seeing them at night. But let's move on to the next example of drone stuff. This is some volcano. That's not what I'm looking for.
All this, but before, let's start with Trevor, who went to take the trash out at about 8:53 p.m. in New Jersey and almost had an up-close contact with these orbs. Check this out.
Now, couldn't this conceivably be somebody in the neighborhood flying a drone. I'm not sure why this one is that, like, weird.
So whatever this thing is, it got really up close to him, and he recorded a 360 video so people understand that this is not the reflection of his window or anything like that.
This one, I mean, this could be like a drone, like a bunch of drones flying, or this could be, I don't know what this is. What do you guys think this is? This is probably some drone light show or something. I mean, yes, I know Elon's brother owns a company of drone shows. Another one of the videos that was going around, of the one that looked like the Kabbalah tree, supposedly that was somebody's like birthday party where the drones were doing a drone show.
It's like 5 of them and one.
But what's interesting is that over the sea. Now, why would they be appearing and flying in over the sea? I have a theory about this, which I think is pretty easy to understand. If you go back into the lore of this stuff, of aliens and drones and all this kind of stuff, I don't believe in aliens, but if you go back to like the history of the connection between drones and the so-called UFO phenomenon, a lot of times this is said to be under the direction of the Navy, or the ONI, or the National Security Council, NORAD. These are the kinds of entities that pop up when you read about this stuff. And my thought was, well, if this is being run by the Navy, it makes sense that maybe the drones are actually coming from a naval ship. They're flying in, doing a psyop, freaking people out, and then they're returning back to a ship. And nobody seems to have posited this. I'm not sure why, because it makes perfect sense that the Navy would be running this stuff like off of the coast, because a lot of these sightings are near bases, they're off the coast, and people are reporting that the drones or the orbs or the lights like fly in from the sea and then they fly back towards the sea. Okay, I don't think there's underground sea bases. They're not aliens that live underwater. They're drones returning to the naval ship. That's my theory. What do you guys think? But I don't know. This is my theory. Because nobody thinks about the Navy when they think about this kind of stuff. But my dad was in the Navy, so I think maybe the Navy runs some of this stuff. They do a lot of stuff with drones. And if you think about it, that makes sense actually in warfare, right? Because if you got a naval ship that's going to be fighting, in the sea somewhere 500 miles away, they're probably going to send out drone fleets to, scout or whatever.
We don't have, I can't just text and be like, hey, can you give me your location?
Baby, yo, Thor's getting scared. Look at him. On camera, they're both moving together right now. Holy shit, there might be another one behind it.
Yeah, I see it right. Honey, what?
And those could just be airplanes waiting to land, right? I mean, depending on what angle you're at, if you see airplanes that are circling waiting to land, they kind of look like that. And the only way to tell the difference is to actually see if they land or if they have the blinking federal compliance lights or whatever they are.
Whatever this giant bright thing is, these smaller ones are.
So at this point, a lot of people are asking themselves, are these orbs possibly alien or something like that? And Jessica Capo recorded a few interesting videos on her TikTok, and there was this other lady who recorded a video in which she kind of talks to these orbs, and they...
Now this one I think is really stupid. I'm going to skip this because people talking to the orbs. This one goofy woman's like, do y'all believe in Jesus? And the orb starts blinking. She thinks it's replying to her. So let's skip ahead to this one. Kind of looks like one of the plasma things. That's why I played the plasma clip. And let's see what you guys think.
With a good zoom in, and apparently these things are organic. They're not mechanical.
Does that not look exactly
but the
like
craziest part is
the plasma
she's going
clip
to try
that we
to
played?
talk to this thing.
Oh, this one trying to talk to it. So, y'all believe in Jesus?
God is good. God is good.
I guess it makes sense though, because if it was a demon, I would be like, go away in the name of Jesus. So I guess that makes sense actually. So let's see. Now this is weird because, as you guys may or may not know, people are also reporting weird electrical phenomena. This is another kind of classic alien thing that accompanies the aliens, right? Time displacement. I lost 5 minutes when the aliens came. And then people say, oh, the electrical equipment went crazy and my clock, my digital clock went nuts. Now, Jamie and I, actually, kid you not, we were traveling to, it was actually on our way back from Vegas when we drove, which was a mistake. But so we drove to Vegas to our Vegas event, and then we drove back. And I think on the way back, we stayed somewhere, I don't remember where, and we saw this. We were out of town. I have no idea. We stayed so many places. Took 2 weeks to drive back. I don't remember where we were. Maybe somewhere in New Mexico, and we were staying at a hotel where the entire block was experiencing this kind of stuff. We saw this.
From GCast on Twitter.
So the literally we saw this exact same thing, and my only thought was maybe these lights are on a timer and the timer's like going crazy. But here's the weird part is I could understand that happening like one time, but it happened like all night as far as we could tell. And why is this happening in tons of places? Like, why would many, many, many places be experiencing the same light freak out? Like, doesn't the light programmer guy like go and fix this? If this like, why is this happening everywhere? So it's odd. And I would expect that if they are running a psyop, that they would intentionally interfere with the electronics and whatnot, and that probably, say the military class drones that they have, whatever they probably are able to go out and jam electrical signals and transmissions. I mean, that seems logically what drones would be involved in doing in a wartime scenario. I'm not saying that we're in a wartime scenario. I'm saying that if there's a psyop, then the capabilities that the drones have would be used in the psyop, such as jamming electrical signals and so forth. But we literally saw this.
You can actually see one of the orbs up there in the sky.
Now that's interesting because it does appear in this case that there was an orb. When Jamie and I saw this at the parking lot in the block of businesses where we were, I didn't even think to look up for an orb, so I wasn't paying attention. I just was like, somebody needs to reset the timers on the parking lot lights. But I don't know how parking lot lights work. Maybe somebody is a parking light man and they know, oh yeah, there's a timer over here at the hub, you have to set the timer. How do they work? I don't know.
And
well, I didn't have the radio on, so no, I didn't hear any like garbled radio signals. We just saw the parking lot lights going crazy like that.
More.
Oh my god. What are these?
When we saw it, by the way, it wasn't vehicles doing it. It was only the lights in a bunch of parking lots. I didn't see any vehicles. This seems to be Tesla's, though, which suggests that it has to do with electrical signals, right? So it's not purely gasoline cars, I'm guessing, because if you notice this parking lot, this is like all Teslas that are experiencing this.
Tesla's do it. Oh my god, my phone's making funny, weird noises too.
One person says this is how Teslas update their system, but someone said he's a Tesla owner, that's not how it works. So this is in Southwest Houston.
What the first encounters of the third kind is going on here?
Oh, it is like Close Encounters. Remember, because the aliens are speaking through the music and the sounds. Boop, 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 boop. I mean, I'm not saying this is aliens. I'm just saying that now I see why she's saying that. I didn't catch that the first time I watched this.
So this is coming from Susan Mills, 42 on TikTok, but this is in the month of August. It could just be that this all began way before we've noticed it. This is coming in from Anthony.
Yeah, because when Jamie and I saw it, it was months ago when we were leaving the Vegas event. This is somebody saying that birds are acting weird from the electromagnetic signals. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to skip that. Let's see. Birds are not real, haha. Everybody saw this video. It went everywhere. I have no idea where this guy's flaws. I feel like if you were a contractor for the government, you're not going to leak online what's going on with drones. So I would, anytime there's somebody leaking information from private military contractors, I take it with a grain of salt.
How do you explain that? And being that everyone's zooming in on these objects, these orbs, it appears as if they are organic.
What is that?
Not obeying the laws of physics or gravity and all that. So she explains plasma and dark matter. And in a few minutes, I'll explain.
Hence, yeah, plasma. I'm going to skip this girl. This girl, at first she sounds like she knows what she's talking about. Then it turns into all this like goofy new age stuff. So I'm going to skip her. But I do think it makes sense in terms of plasma. And we just saw the clip where it was a plasma ball. So, but I'm going to skip this new age stuff. That's about it in that video. And then I think I want to ask you guys' opinion about something in the same vein, but different. It's not directly related to aliens, although many people relate this to the aliens. Where is that one? This. So you guys remember, like, this would be about 2011, 2010. When the video started popping up everywhere of the weird sounds, the loud booms. Sometimes it sounds like end of the world trumpets. Sometimes it sounds like giant steel beams creaking. And of course, people have been since 2011 or 12 tying this into the supposed alien stuff. Right? They're here. They're among us. Blah blah blah. Now, first thing to be said is that this is one of the easiest videos to fake, right? The easiest thing to fake, because all you have to do is record, you know, the sounds of the things from Tom Coombs' War of the Worlds, right? And then you just take that audio and walk outside, and then you point your phone up at the sky, and you just put that in your video over the video. In fact, I made a stupid video where I rickrolled everybody. You guys, some of you might remember this, where I was making a spooky sky sounds video, and then I said, "You guys got to hear this. It's unbelievable." And then I walked outside, and it was Rick Astley. So I rickrolled everybody with Rick from the Sky. So it's really easy to fake, but you know, like evangelicals think it's the rapture. Yeah, the rapture is the sky sounds. But there were actually local news clips about this too. So this is the thing, is like, and yes, I understand local news lies, but I think local news is less likely to lie, even though they do have a history of promoting scientism nonsense, right? Let's see, local news. I think that Jason A guy, he's got like an evangelical end times channel, which I'm not recommending that, but he usually collects together some of the best local news clips about this kind of stuff. Actually, there's way more of these news clips than I even thought there were. So,
we want to show you.
If you look into, like, there's a million of these, apparently, right? So, this is from 11 years ago when these sounds started popping up. And if it's all fake, okay, but, like, why are all the news sites recording it? People... And there's also people who called into the police, like, there's loud booms, and scared grandmas. So that, I don't think all of that would be fake, right? There wouldn't be.
Bill, we want to show you. It is a bright white light flying across the screen. There you see it. We've been making calls all night trying to figure this out.
Well, that just looks like a comet or a meteor.
What was it? Now on your side, Liz Kotelik has been looking into this mystery. She joins us live. Liz, what do we know?
But what I do know is that whatever this was, hundreds of people saw it. There were big lights, big booms, and it all happened around 7:30 tonight. People really from all over the state, even in other states, have been calling our newsroom, writing on our Facebook page, all the way from Las Vegas to the Mexican border, everywhere in Arizona, from Flagstaff to Oro Valley, even to Benson. Now, take a look at this video out of Phoenix. You'll see that white light traveling right across.
So let me go over to his channel because I think he's got... I thought he had a collection of some of these recently, of the booms. This is all drone. Let's go back. We'll go back to James's video because he talks about...
This man uploaded a video recently, and he talks about...
So, have you seen this,
the free ad block.
the cowboy dude from TikTok who went viral over this? I tend to think he's... Local. I mean, I'm not accusing this guy. I mean, I kind of think he's staging it because once people started talking about the videos where you look like you're being held hostage and you're doing your video like this, I want to explain to you guys that there are no phenomena that are happening, and I was incorrect, and I've talked to government scientists, and they have let me know that everything that was on Jay's analysis channel is fake, and also you should not listen to me except for listen to me now because everything I said was wrong. Like, oh, he's being held hostage. Look, this is goofy, and I think it's theatrics. It's kind of funny, but so this guy starts his whole thing out with the booms, then he claims that he's not supposed to talk about the booms. What do you guys think? Is he lying? You tell me what you think.
They're Rigby, Idaho, but it's not. Shortly after posting my video about the booms, I have a law enforcement friend. I'm not going to say if it's state level or county level, but he came over to my house and said, hey, Aaron, it'd be a good idea to pull the video you posted about the booms and not talk about it anymore.
Huh.
He didn't tell me if he knew what there were or what they were doing it for, but he says as an agency, they've been told to deny, deflect, and diffuse. So they don't want it to be talked about. Now, I'm not crazy into theories, but my officer friend did tell me about a local amateur seismologist that contacted the news and gave him a story about he set up several different seismology detectors around the area, and he was going to run a story on it. And shortly thereafter, before they could actually run the story, he had a heart attack.
Okay, so that's his setup. And after this, there's this video where he says, oh, I was contacted by... You'll see what I mean. Do you think, after you watch this, tell me if you think this is staged or legit?
Strange story. So we watched the first video where he talks about the booms and we're not supposed to talk about them. And then he explained, this is his next video. Look at that.
The videos I made about the mysterious boom sounds may have caused some unexpected concerns and consequences. I'm making this video to set the record straight and clear up any rumors and misinformation. I was recently contacted by some well-educated scientists who explained the whole boom phenomenon.
I want to know about the uneducated scientists that he was contacted by, because, I mean, their opinions count too. So it's funny that he said, I was contacted by well-educated scientists, not the mid-grade scientists and not the totally slow boy scientists. These were actually high IQ scientists, I promise.
First, the booms that we are hearing and feeling are not new. In fact, they've been happening for hundreds of years, and they are just part of nature. In fact, there are several natural causes that produce the boom sound.
Okay, so the booms, maybe that's Earth plates rubbing together or something. Okay, maybe, I don't know. I'm not a science man. I'm not into seismology, so I don't know. But now I want to look at a couple of these to see if you guys think that they're being staged, or if there's actually some kind of thing going on that actually goes beyond just booms, right? So it's not just like booms, like, okay, maybe you know, they're using dynamite to create a mine or something, or Fracking, perhaps underground, drilling, they're fracking, this kind of stuff. Maybe they're drilling underground tunnels for bases, which are real. So maybe that's what the sound is. But then some of these sounds are bizarre, inexplicable, and or perhaps fake. So I want to know what you guys think. We have quite a few super chats I want to read too. So before we get to the booms, though, I have to remind you that we do have a show sponsor, and that sponsor is Chalk.com. And I'm going to let Vivek Roboswamy talk to you for a second, and I'll be right back.
I'm going to put you on something crazy real quick. Most of these Zoomer gym bros are consuming macro-guzzling synthetic dyes and synthetic sweeteners on the daily. They don't even know it. Goofy AF. There's nothing great about that. Do not listen any further unless you are an alpha or sigma male. This is important and there could be consequences. There's a new certified sigma male pre-workout powder for sigmas only. It is guaranteed to empower you to dominate your co-workers, fire your boss, aggressively gamble, or invade a small village. Chad Mode stands out from the crowd by excluding artificial flavors, preservatives, sweeteners, and dyes. We've even avoided so-called natural flavors, which are actually not natural at all, ensuring a clean and effective formula. Experience the pure goodness of Chad Mode, colored with organic blue spirulina extract, organic lemon, cherry, and organic maple crystals. Forget synthetic caffeine made in a sketchy Chinese lab. Embrace the natural power of organic green coffee bean extract, which will get your mind going and pump you up to the max. Chad Mode is made in America with all clean ingredients, the first clean pre-workout of its kind. Why are these people adding synthetic sweeteners to every single pre-workout when there are many studied downsides to consuming nasty fake sucralose? Each dose of Chad Mode contains the kick of a cup and a half of coffee, delivering a surge of energy alongside essential vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and herbal extracts.
I want to show off something that we're all proud of. I got a browser here. This is Jay Dyer's much vaunted, much sought after Philosophy 101. Now, he just got this page up. We are just testing it out. You guys are some of the first people in the world to see it. I want to say, for my part, it's not Philosophy 101. I think this is a mistitling. I really think of it as like Philosophy Unleashed, because a Philosophy 101 course, they give you kind of some useless information that you can't make sense of. Jay actually lays out over 12 weeks, dozens and dozens of hours put into just the presentation of this, let alone the hundreds and thousands of hours of research that it takes to have a coherent evolution and history of the origins of philosophy, the uses of philosophy, the different ways to look at it over time, and how that has been brought about to what we have today, which is almost an absence of philosophy on the objective logic and reason side, and an overabundance of woke philosophy that is irrational and is made up day by day as people are like, I think we should bring racism back, and then here's a justification, and then it gets wokeified and spread out, and then all of a sudden you have a bunch of communists.
I want to remind you guys that you can go to chalk.com, CHOQ.com. That is the sponsor. You saw the ad for them, but they also have other products beyond just the Chad Mode. There's also all the other performance stack products, the Action 2.0, the Tonkat Elite, my favorite. I take almost every day. It is a testosterone booster. It is proven to actually work in peer-reviewed studies that you can read over at chalk.com, CHOQ.com. Use the promo code J44LIFE, that's JAY44LIFE, to get not 15% off, but 44% off all those products. That's almost half off. So you're not paying that price there. You're going to pay a much more sensible price because of your boy right here, because of this teat right here. You see this right here? Think of me breastfeeding you pure chalk from my teat, and that's going to help you up your toxic masculinity. Getting the chalk juice from a male teat should help you understand exactly how toxic masculinity works and how to up that toxic masculinity. And for our 90% guy audience, that's what you need. Trust me. Get on over there. Use the promo code JAY44LIFE. Also, if you just want to test it out, use the promo code JAY40, J40, to get 40% off that product or any of the other products over there. You don't have to get that. You can test out the other adaptogens that they have. You can test out the other minerals that actually are excellent for making up for our mineral deficient diet in America, in the West. And for the 10% lady audience that we have, 10% of our audience is actually female. There is the female vitality stack. And that's things like Shilajit, ashwagandha, great for regulating your moods. Ladies, you're going to love that, as well as the Irish moss. And you also get to use the same promo code to get almost half off. That's JAY40 to get 40% off a single purchase, or JAY44LIFE. That is a subscription model, but also gets you more of a discount. Edo Tolkien for $3. Is there any chance of another conversation with Jonathan Pajot? If you have had one recently, I haven't seen it. He's really busy. He does his stuff. I do my stuff. I'm always open to conversations or podcasts with people for the most part. So if he's open, there's always an open spot if he wants to have a conversation. Max 150. What do you think about the Magdeburg event? Some people believe Saudi. Some people believe this, that. I mean, my first thought was a flag event to make the right wing look bad, but I don't know. That's my first thought. Max again. The Saudi seems like a schizo. A leftist, but he wants greater Israel. Ex-Muslim, but now atheist. Who knows? I'm sure they're trying to craft or pin the narrative on that they want. Quantum Threat, $3. I watched some of the old interviews with Grove. I read the Johann Ratio book. Oh, great. I read Anglo-American Establishment. Is this enough background, or do I need to take on Tragedy and Hope? I mean, Tragedy and Hope is important. It's very crucial, but it's also very long, very technical, and very boring. So if you want to read it, go for it. Or you can take my course. You can buy my 8 lectures on Tragedy and Hope, which summarize the whole thing. Is there a specific order that you recommend? Well, if you've already read those two, then, I mean, you either read Tragedy and Hope or you don't. So I don't know what you mean about order. But, yeah, thank you. Max, again, the Saudi gave a shout out to A. Jones and M. Sellner, but he said he's a leftist. I don't know what to make of that. It could be fake flag. They found somebody to make everybody look bad. Maybe he mentioned AJ because the elites in Germany want to not allow any right-wing influence. Basically, look, my initial assessment is they need something to make the right wing look bad. Quantum threat. Do you think quantum Skittles theory poses a threat to the security of the Bitcoin network? No. Hades Undead, $20. I will be listening to you read H.G. Wells's War of the Worlds with Christmas music every night before bed. As you should. It is cozy. Albanian Dude 98, $2. Have you seen what Dr. Stephen Greer says about the UFO phenomena? Thoughts? My opinion is that he admits the psyop element and then steers it back into channeling and alien races fighting each other. I don't believe any of that. Funko Monk, $5. Happy Sciencemas. I hope Darwin Claus evolves to come down the chimney and leave a Sam Harris essay in your stocking. You're speaking my language. Perfect Guy, $2. You are still a tyrannical reigner. Thank you, bro. Big Gooner, $5. Are we going to get aliens to clap cheeks again? I remember I put that video up and somebody was like, what the heck is this? I put it on YouTube, or no, Twitter last week, because of all the drone stuff. I rewatched that video and I kind of thought it was funny. I was like, this is kind of the style of the YouTube videos I'd like to be making if I could make edited videos again. And I guess you guys know why I don't make edited videos anymore, because of getting demonetized. There's no incentive to spend a day making a video that's edited down to 30 minutes and a bunch of clips and jumps and cuts and all that with music and blah, 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 and jibber jabber and smoke and mirrors, because they demonetize my channel. So the only incentive is to do live streams whereby people can then super chat. If I make edited videos, there's no ad revenue. Nobody sends a super chat. So I do a day of work for nothing. But I still think this, I thought this was still kind of fun and funny, right? I need an alien to twerk for me. No, not the Alien Twerk song, which is a classic. This one. Of War of the Monks, which freaked. I like the vibe of this video, even though there's no incentive to make videos like this anymore.
What if your body wasn't yours? What if your butt wasn't attached? What if aliens really could probe you from behind? What if aliens really were pervs who came here to touch people? What if aliens really needed cow buttholes? What if our alien space brothers did seed us here?
Whoa, mind blown. Science. Exactly. Yeah, those kind of videos are some of the funnest to make, but you can't make them because there's no ads. I'm making them for free, bro. I gotta put some bacon on the table, man. I can't put bacon on the table from this.
Cattle mutilations of cows' buttholes was actually to save the planet from cow toots and climate change. Would you still be a big...
Yes, exactly. Climate change. I need an alien to twerk for me. Yeah. Yes. Feel me? Y'all feel it?
Y'all feel it? I feel it. I need an alien to work for me. I need an alien to twerk for me. I need an alien to work for me. I need an alien to twerk for me. Yeah.
I actually like that song. That's kind of not my stupid lyrics, but the music is pretty cool. I like the vibe of that. Anyway, where were we at? James LaFleur? Where are we at? No. Booms. Forgot. What are the booms? That's what we're trying to figure out. Remember these back in the day? They started popping off in 2011. Can somebody who's high IQ in the audience solve this for me? Is it skyquakes? I mean, look, I'm always open to a rational scientific explanation, but skyquakes, something about I understand, okay, there's plate tectonics, okay, yeah, I got it, but I don't know, man, something about skyquakes just sounds fake and great. I don't know, it just sounds like crap. What do you think? Now, at first I thought this was just an airplane, but if you listen to, like, it just keeps going. Like an airplane, you hear the sound and then it moves away, but this never stops.
What the is that? Please let me guys hear this. Wait for it.
So somebody should be able to like take that sound and see if that's a sound from a movie or a sound effect or something. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody has done that. But I'm not going to accept just some science nerd say, oh, this is a skyquake because science. Like, that's not enough for me. Mean Gene, $5. Speaking of space, do you have any suggested readings on Christian cosmology? James Jordan's book, Through New Eyes. There you go. When are we going to get the aliens to clap cheeks again? I can't wait, son. Well, you got a little bit of that a minute ago. DC Warwork at $3. Thank you so much. Ladder, is science gay? Yes. It came out of the closet literally when Neil deGrasse Tyson graduated. Wrongful Rage, $5. Keep up the good work. Merry Christmas. May there, to you and your family, may there be joy and laughter that fills the hallowed halls and memories that never be forgotten. That was an interesting poetic super chat. Micah Burnside, $10. I cannot wait for the NWO future where everyone has multipass and chicken good. I think we're already there, aren't we? That's pretty much where we are. Anonymous sends $50. Uh-oh. Guy Fawkes Mask, Anonymous Collective sending $50. Shout out. Thank you so much. Anonymous Collective. Jerdon, $5. What's your opinion of Billy Corson? Because he partnered up with Franzia to teach wine moms their ancestors were really space alien scripples. That actually lines up with my beginning thesis of this show, which was that perhaps my mother was a Sufi stripper. Can we prove she wasn't? And by the way, I'm joking. Mom, I love you. I'm just kidding. Frankish Melkite, $3. Auslander Raus. I don't know what that means. I did get good grades in German, though, in college. Denise, $10. You the best. Jay, in my heart, there is an endless stream of zeros behind a 1. Oh, you mean the super chat in your heart is that it's a $1 zillion super chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for learning all of these things, for all the learning and the laughs. God bless you. Thank you, Denise. Denise. That's a sister name. Thank you so much. Our one black girl listener. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate that. Welcome. Welcome. Robranium, $5. I just came back from Jersey. I paid an alien to twerk for me, and the aliens accepted Bitcoin. Well, if they are actually high IQ, which they claim to be, I would expect that they better accept Bitcoin, or else we're all just wasting our time. I mean, do you think an alien wants fiat? Hell no. Jordan, $5. They're not orbs. They're just convoy operations, and they use them with drones and planes to fly blacked out or with minimal lights near cities. Who does? You're saying the military has convoy operation, but see, in the case of a lot of these drones, there's nothing to do with airplane flights. They're just everywhere now. So they're flying all around Florida. There's yesterday's drone video was, they're not. That was the what am I trying to say? The cemetery. And that idiot guy was like, yo, y'all best get right with God right now. What's he doing in the cemetery, yo? Benedict Kirby, $10. Thank you for these great streams, Jack. Well, thank you. Glad you guys are having fun. I'm having a blast. This is a lot of fun. Okay, help me understand what you mean. They're not orbs. Some of them look like plasma balls. They do them with drones and planes. They fly blacked out. What flies blacked out? The drones or the plasma orb? If it's a plasma orb, it's not blacked out. I don't understand what your super chat means, but it sounds like you know what you're talking about. Help me know what you're talking about. Benedict Kirby. No, we already did that. Edward Scissorhands. Chop, chop, baby. $5. So are the orbs different and weirder than the drones? Are they laser hologram fakeries? They could be. I mean, we know about Project Bluebeam. That gets talked about all the time, and I'm actually tired of talking about it. That's why we didn't talk about it tonight. But I did a whole podcast with Maria Zeee that you can find on my Rockfin, Twitter. It's everywhere. So go look up Bluebeam J. Dyer. By the way, we just did a new podcast with her, which should be up either today or tomorrow. Pretty soon. I don't know what's going on. That's why I'm asking you. My collective smart boy audience. We have the highest IQ audience on the internet, literally. Literally, it's all just like smart people. We're trying to take the handful of slow boys and make them fast boys. So even the slow boys are fast boys in potentia. They're fast boys being actualized from pure potency. Orthodox Pilgrim, $20. Audio recordings are even easier to fake than video. Exactly. I should know as a professional recording engineer. Correct. Can then some professional audio engineer please debunk and figure out the source of these audio sounds? Are they just clipping, Tom Coombs' War of the Worlds and putting it to video?
That's weird. So this was in Colorado Springs, the US, 2024. And then you got this video from Irish Hat Guy, but the video was deleted. So let's play this one.
Somebody said Jay should paywall for some of his YouTube stuff. Bro, that's what you do at my website. There is a vast 10-year archive of paywall material. If you would like to support me, head on over to jaysanalysis.com, and in the membership section, you purchase a membership, and you can subscribe to my website to get access to le paywall. And for those who are confused, you're overthinking my website. My website is boomer designed, meaning there is no confusion, because once you sign up, you do not do anything other than go over to the page of member content, and all of it is on one page. It is boomer proof, or boomer friendly. So there is no secrets. Literally everything of the members is right here on one page. That's all you do. But if you would like to purchase a membership, you can do that over here at my website and get access to the archive material. And I've kept it at a very low price. An amazing grad school level education for very cheap. I just joined. Can I watch the stream from the start? Yes, that means you move the cursor to the beginning. But if you want access to the archives, it's at the website. And also, if you don't want to fool with the website, mostly all the same material is on my Rockfin. So you come over here to Rockfin, and you just click on to Jay Dyer. They've got me, Whitney, Sam Tripoli, and Eddie Bravo. So we're like the stars of Rockfin. Look at that. Front page Rockfin. Tripoli, Eddie Bravo, Whitney Webb, your boy right here. My Rockfin link is in the show description. Rockfin is a great free speech-based platform. And the great thing about Rockfin is that the way it works, if you do the paid subscription model at Rockfin, you get access to everybody. So basically, it's like Netflix model, where you don't just get my paid content. You get Tripoli, Eddie Bravo, Whitney Webb, Richard Grove, Isaac Weishaupt. Basically, all of our friends are over there on Rockfin as well. So you can subscribe that way. It's not really that different from my website. It's just a little more... It's better than like Patreon. So I left Patreon years ago, and I've never regretted going to Rockfin's a great platform. We love the guys over at Rockfin. Jordan, $5. What I was driving at was during our first chat. It's been a thing for a while that you're correct about the Navy and drones, but the planes and drones fly blacked out. But these drones are not blacked out. So what do you? I still don't understand what you mean. He says yes, it's the military. That's what I thought. They switch environments for training purposes. Yeah, I see what you're saying, and yeah, I understand that. So they can do that. But what I'm saying is, what is the New Jersey stuff, the California stuff? Dane Cook. You guys see Dane Cook was out eating, and he captured one of these. Put this video up. Let's see if it's. I think I shared it. Let's watch Dane Cook's video here. This one.
It flew and it just stopped right there. And it's dead still. It's not even moving like a dog.
So a lot of the ones that people are filming have this Christmas light looking pattern, right? Like the red, white, blue, green, blinking, and they're just kind of sitting there, and they look like the I don't know what they're called. It's not a Reaper drone. It's something else. Supposedly somebody shot one of them down. Is that true? Because I watched the video of the drone getting shot down, and then somebody said, "No, it's not really. That's some other event." I don't know. I don't have time to keep up with tracking down every video's origin. So one of these apparently crashed in New Jersey or something. Is this accurate? Please fact check me. Please fact check me. See, now all I'm going to get is the recent Ukraine drone attack in Russia. And then now there's a... Oh, I don't want that. Reaper drone crash? Let's try that. Yeah, so one of these allegedly, right, crashed in Jersey. This one. This is what I'm thinking of.
Yo!
Yo!
No way.
Yo!
Good footage? Good footage? Oh, they fucking... This shit fucking crap.
Now, the readers said, no, this is a plane crash. Okay, well, there's another video, though, on a hillside. Not on the interstate. There's a hillside drone crash that was allegedly part of the supposed New Jersey stuff going on. I don't know. I'll never be able to find it. I just saw it the other day. Let me see. Tristan sent it to me. Let me see if I can find it from where he sent it to me. Whistleblower from the military. Aliens are real and we will have to evacuate soon. Okay, whistleblower, sure. Alright. I'm still trying to find the drone that crashed. Or somebody spoke it. They said they shot it down. Remember that? Now I can't find it. I don't know. UAPs speeding over New Jersey. That's not it. All right, I give up. I don't know. But anyway, something's going on. Who knows? PSYOP, probably. Is this just somebody clipping a movie?
So this was in Ireland in 2023. So we also have this amazing video coming from the Gift Laker in Conklin, Alberta, Canada, 2012. Huh.
I remember this one from back in the day. Yeah, I know. It sounds like metal being dragged, but supposedly they're out in the middle of nowhere. This one's pretty weird too.
What the heck is this?
Now you think, oh, that's a train in the background? It keeps going though.
Okay, so right now I'm feeling as if he's gonna get abducted by aliens.
Insert your alien fart joke here. So, Jordan says again, the drones fly at low speeds and they need continuous motion. Those don't hover and have to circle, so it's not those. It could be a puma, which are bird-sized but also can't hover. Excuse me, Puma Man, but pumas don't fly. Have you never seen Puma Man? I'm joking. By the way, Puma Man is really funny. Anonymous $5. J. Dyer, look into Jacques Vallée. I have Jacques Vallée's books up there, so thank you. But he says that he has infinite. Yeah, I know he says it's a deception. It's terrestrial. Jacques Vallée is also reputable. Also looking at Richard Dolan and David Grush, if you wish. I don't trust Grush. I think it's like disinformation, and I'm familiar with Richard Dolan. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Whatever that is, it's really loud. It seems as if he's very close to it. This isn't traffic as Spain. Let's keep that in mind. So the question is, where is this coming from? Everyone that records this is looking at the sky. If it's coming from the sky, what the heck is this? It's like the sky is hiding something from us, something big. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the theories to what this mystery...
Worried about YouTube banning ad blockers?
All right, so here is the rest of James's video if you want to watch that. We've been going for a good 3 hours, so we're going to have fun. I'm going to do a presuppositional critique and debate with an alien. We'll have a Gray in studio next week, and I will be touching his butt instead of him touching me, and I will refute him. And you will have to join me, and you'll enjoy it. So thank you guys. A lot of fun. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I want all your smart boy, fast boy explanations for all of the phenomena. They're drilling the ice wall. And then I will know what's going on. And I can also repeat what you say and sound smart. Everybody have a good night.